My next guest is a flyweight contender from Wales, and you can catch his next fight at Anthony Pettis FC 8. That happens later on this month in Manchester, England. And he joins me right now. He's the man they call the Truth, Mr. James Williams. James, welcome to the show, my friend.
Yes, thank you as well, mate. Appreciate your time.
James, I introduced you as a flyweight, but you're not fighting at 125 pounds. Change of opponent, change in weight class. We're 12 days out. A lot of chaos probably going on in your world right now. I was hoping for people who don't know what I'm referencing that you can maybe fill us in a little bit on what's been going on with you.
Yeah, we just had a change of opponent. Obviously, I got a phone call the other day saying that Danny had got injured and blew his knee out. So that's unfortunate for him there. I feel sorry for him, but I know he was looking forward to this fight. But yeah, I got the news off that, and then it was just a matter of we were waiting to get another opponent then. So obviously we've got another opponent now, so that's good. I'm just excited to get in there and compete, really. So I'm glad we were able to obviously fill the gap pretty soon. So it didn't disrupt things too much for me there.
So James, your opponent missing, he is somebody you've been linked with for the better part of 2023, and for whatever reason, it's like a Tony Ferguson Khabib matchup where you guys just aren't seeming to be able to put all the pieces together to make this happen. Has that been frustrating for you at all to put in all this work to train and prepare for this guy for so many months on end and for it to fall through for the third or fourth time now?
Yeah, it's just kind of like I don't really worry about my opponent too much when I'm training anyway. So it's just a little bit annoying that kind of how it dragged on for like best part of a year. Now, obviously, I fought him before, and then obviously I beat him on the last time, so I know he was keen for the rematch anyway. So, and then he went on a little bit of a tear. He went on like a 4-fight win streak, and then he was next in line for a title shot on another promotion, which I earned a shot on, and then it ended up being like that fight fell through due to like me getting injured and things, you see. So I got injured, had to pull out the fight. So then obviously now, like, we tried realigning this fight up. It was kind of one of them situations where I wanted to put that situation to bed to kind of put a nail in the coffin and move on from kind of like that situation itself. But it just kind of, it's like you said, it seems to be cursed or something. So I don't wish injury on anybody, but that's just the way it's gone in this fight game. So there's always going to be like changes. Throughout my career, I've had a lot of chopping and changing. It's just, I think there's no fighter who hasn't had that, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's unfortunately it's gone the way it has now. So, and we're on to a new opponent. So same goal for me either way. So I don't let that really affect my mental in any way.
At what point did you get notification that Ahmadi was going to be the kid from Finland that you're going to be fighting at 135 pounds? At what point did they offer him to you as a replacement? Did it happen pretty seamlessly, or were there a couple of days when you weren't really sure if you were going to make this walk here in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, there was a couple of days, but well, we were waiting to hear back. But obviously, like when I got the chance, I want to thank Johnny as well. He's obviously gone to work and found me an opponent pretty quick. So obviously I was confident in my team was going to be able to find a match anyway. So, and it's worked out quite well in my favour. He looks, like I said, he looks like he's come from a wrestling background. It's a new opponent, fresh face. It's nice. It's like I said, I'm obviously fighting a different opponent to somebody that I haven't fought before, so it keeps things exciting. Anyway, I'm just looking forward to getting in there and showcasing my own skills.
You train out of One MMA Academy, and that's a gym I frankly don't know a whole lot about, and I was hoping you could help fill that void in my knowledge gap here. Who are some of your training partners for this one, and can you tell me a little bit about your gym?
Yeah, so it's like I said, it's not a gym that's been about for ages. Like I said, it's an up and coming gym, but it's growing very fast. It's got a lot of quality fighters out of there. So obviously the head coach, like Pietro Manga, he's highly highly rated over the UK. Everybody knows him, obviously what he's done. So he's a wizard himself. So like I said, I trained with him in another gym before in Liverpool, and then I decided to make the move to go over and be with him full time, which has been a good decision on my part, I feel. And then obviously, like I said, we've got a growing team. So we've got fighters that are coming up over the last couple of years now. We're like competing for amateur titles. So although you haven't heard of us yet, it's growing fast, mate. And everybody's on the circuit knows what One MMA is about. So I think they are a very respected gym. Obviously now we've got young kids coming up, fighting for amateur titles. We're growing fast. So you can expect to see more of our gym over the next few years.
Anthony Pettis is bringing his promotion to England for the very first time. It's going to be a massive card. It happens in Manchester, and it gives an opportunity for people throughout the UK to come in here and get a really big stage. And for you, I look at your resume. I do notice I recognize some of the names that you fought in the past. I recognize some of the promotions you've been with, but Anthony Pettis and the whole UFC Fight Pass element of things, it's just a totally different vibe, a totally different it's a game changer in a way. And for you to fight on this inaugural card that they're bringing to England, that's got to be a pretty special moment for you and your family.
Of course, it's like I said, hopefully everything's going to be as what I expect with it anyway. I'm suspecting that it's going to be a first class promotion. Obviously it's the first time in the UK, but they're obviously already established in the States, in Milwaukee or so. It's not going to be their first rodeo putting the show together. So I'm expecting it to be a high caliber show. Obviously they've got a lot of big names coming on the card, and with it being on the UFC Fight Pass as well, it's another platform for the UK fighters to be able to come on there, showcase their skills and get their name out there. So there'll be a lot of good fighters that are going to be looking to come through that promotion. And similar as what I just said with One MMA Academy, I think you'll see a lot more of APFC in the UK as well. So it's a great opportunity for myself and other UK fighters who are maybe unseen or untapped, because there's a lot of killers coming out of the UK. And I honestly believe that the next big wave could be from us. They've kind of you've seen fighters coming through now, through Cage Warriors and coming up into the UFC and doing well. But there's loads of other fighters outside that market that can be promoted and can get their opportunity, can hold their own with anyone in the world. So I'm hoping that this is a platform where not only for myself, but some of the other UK boys can get out there and showcase themselves.
You certainly could. And I look, you mentioned Cage Warriors, and I look at that flyweight division, and I do sense a lot of opportunity. Obviously, the guy you think of, at least for me anyway, I think of Creasy right away. I know he's not the champ anymore. I know that the belt recently changed hands, but nonetheless, apart from him and a few select other few contenders, I feel like it's kind of wide open in that weight class.
You know, like I said, there's loads of top fighters in the UK. It's not just about there are your Creasy's and your more experienced guys who have got the exposure out there, but there's killers that people don't even know about. So, and that's the same with anyone, to be honest with you. It's all about who you know and what opportunity you get. There's people who how you market yourself and things like that. So having another platform that's where people can see a genuine opportunity to get themselves out there and build towards these bigger shows which most fighters are looking to do. It's great. And obviously we're thankful for that opportunity as well, because for Anthony and his team to come and put a show on, it's a massive opportunity for us as well. So I'm sure the boys will be looking to get out there and put on a big statement and put some big fights on and show what we're about.
Your path to victory against this kid, he's 2-1. He's had some mixed success. Where do you see yourself having the biggest advantage over your opponent?
Everywhere. I think my game is, I nobody knows where I'm going to go, because I feel I do have quite a well-rounded game. You can watch all my fights, and like I said, sometimes I grapple, sometimes I strike, sometimes I wrestle, sometimes I keep them down, sometimes I work on the fence. But one thing I do always do is I always mix it up and keep them guessing. So like I said, I don't like to, a lot of the time I feel it out in the fight, where I feel once I kind of find the range and I feel them in the clinch, I kind of figure out my easiest paths to victory from there. But I always look to keep them guessing. I think you can beat people just by how well you put all the areas together. So you don't have to necessarily be better than them at striking or even grappling. But if you're better than them at striking and grappling, then it's a problem. It's all the in-between areas. So that's something you'll see not only from me, but from a lot of lads in my gym, showing how well-rounded we are, where we can strike and grapple, and not just the two individually, but mixing them both together. So that's something you can expect to see for sure.
on the record books, a win over your opponent would advance your record to a 5-1 overall record. That's very impressive. You're in your athletic prime at this point in time. Where do you see the rest of 2023 and the beginning stages of 2024 looking like for you with a 5-1 record?
Just keep building. Like I said, one fight at a time. I don't want to get caught slipping, looking past an opponent. So I always just focus on the task in hand. But all being well, touch wood, that I get to pick up a victory and no injuries, and I'm ready to go. Then I'll be looking to hopefully maybe turn around again at either the start of next year or possibly the end of this year, depending. So, but like I said, I'm just solely focused on this fight at the moment in time, and then we'll take it from there, because this game, anything can happen. Obviously, I've experienced a little bit of lows with injuries over the last 12 months. So I just want to be glad to get back out there, show the improvements that I've made, and get out there and then go from there after this fight, you see.
James, before I let you go, I wanted to ask you, did you have any sponsors or any people in your circle that you'd like to thank for helping you out with this camp?
Yeah, obviously, I want to thank my team. So all the boys at One MMA Academy that I train with day in, day out there. So the boys down at Elite Boxing and the Y Club Wrestling as well, they've also helped me out a lot. So all the training partners at all these gyms that have helped me out. Obviously, I want to thank my sponsors. So some of my sponsors that have been with me since day one, really, some good friends like Roger Parry from Clever Cubby. He's helped me out all the way through. Chloe and Ken Copeland as well. They've helped me out through my career, really, since meeting them. Northwest Optical, Jacob Gewer, he's another one. Obviously all the boys at Showtime as well, who looked after me when I went to Vegas. And obviously, so I actually ended up setting up a little GoFundMe to help cover the funds for that. So especially want to thank everybody who kind of went into their pocket to help me out. And obviously we had the lockdown. It was a difficult time, and people made contributions there to help me get across there. So I had Tidir, I had many people to help me out for that. So I just want to thank even everybody individually that made that possible for me, because like I said, that was a dream of mine to go to America and train at the States, and everybody kind of chipped in and made that happen. So yeah, obviously Terry helps me out with a sports massage. He keeps me as injury free as we possibly can with this crazy game. But yeah, and obviously hopefully I've not missed anybody out there. There's a lot of people along the way. So yeah, thank you to everyone there.
Well, I appreciate your time, James. Thank you for pulling up, and I look forward to having you back on the show very soon, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.